I get you go through this project. It's got a fair amount of moving parts, but once you start doing it, it becomes repetitive. So, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to the Texas Railroad Commission. And then in the Texas Railroad Commission, we've got the queries. We're going to click queries, and then we're going to come down. And then once you scroll down a little ways, you're going to find the one that says pipeline. And then there's T4 permits, and we're going to say, let's launch the application. And the first thing we want to do is on operator number, just put a star. And then under advanced, we're going to put in this case, because I haven't done it in a while, we'll put in July 1st to today, the 27th. And this is kind of one thing that's important to remember is you have to click this check mark right here. And because if you don't do that, I'll show you, if you don't do that and we hit search, it brings back 17,000 records. But if we click that and we hit search, it brings back 54 records. So what we need to do is most of these records are inside of my instance of Salesforce. So you'll go to my Salesforce, but a lot of them, some are not in my instance of Salesforce. So what we end up doing is we look at the permit number, and if I come over here and I say, okay, let's look for, we go 10490 in the search, and we hit enter. And then we come down and we take a look at this. You'll see here, sometimes it's at the top, sometimes it's a little further down, but we're looking for Texas pipeline permits. And we click right on the 10490. It'll come up. And what happens here is under this permit date, if it is this month, in the month of July, it means I've processed that record already. And so you can go ahead and you can skip the record. I'll come down here to, I know I haven't done this particular record here, so we'll go 10493. I don't think I've done it, so I'll go 10493. And then I'll come in and there's no responses on that. So it's okay. So I'm going to then come over here and I'm going to grab the company name. And I just grab the first couple. And then I'll come in and I will search the company. And so there they are. And then I'll come over to this Texas pipeline. And I have to create a new record, but we can clone the record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here to this 10493, and where it says action, I'm going to say, let's view the document. And then what happens here above, so we can see this NP means this is new pipeline. So really, when we look at these applications, we're looking for PT, so pipeline transfer, NP, which is new pipeline, PA, pipeline addition. So those would be some of our options here. And above the table, you'll see that there's a name, and sometimes it's one name, sometimes it's 10 names, 5 names, it can vary. That tells me the county that they're in. So what I do is I come here and I take a look and I say, okay, let's pick an existing pipeline license by clicking on this that has the county already, just so I don't have to type it in. That's why we do it. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to clone it. And then what I want to do is when I'm looking at this record, I see that it says permit number. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to leave the T in front, and I'm going to go 10493. So 10493. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here. And I already have the company name in there because we are cloning an existing record. Operator number I don't have to worry about because that we're cloning a record that's there already. Company name I don't have to worry about because, again, we're cloning a record. The county I don't have to worry about. Then I'm going to come over here to my dates, and then we'll just pick today's date. Update this. And then we'll look down here and we'll see the miles, and then that's what this pipeline distance. So in this case, I just round up or I round down. So we're going to say 3 miles, and it's NP as new pipeline. And don't worry about any of the contact information. So that's essentially what this new record's going to look like. and I will go ahead and I will hit save. And then after I save it, I have one more record I want to add. I want to add the Texas Pipeline Permit Action, and I'm going to say new. And then the same idea, I'm going to put in the 1040 or 10493 and then permit date is today, and then it's a permit number. And then in this case, this one I don't actually put the T in, so I'm going to go 10493. And then permit type, pipeline transfer, or sorry, new pipeline NP. And then pipeline distance 3. And then project distance 3. So on any new pipeline or new pipeline or pipeline addition, so NP or PAs, it typically will have a distance and then a pipeline distance and a project distance. In the case of addition, this might say 300, and then they're only adding 3 to it. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit save. So now I'm done that record. I come back up here and I have to go to this search result and then hit that to go back. And then I can go in and I can pick another record. So I'm just going to pick another record here, 482. And then I'm just going to put that in there, 482. That's the permit number. And then we'll look down here. Texas Pipeline Permit, so it's existing, which is good. And then I'm going to 482. So here 12. So again, what we're looking for, first thing is the permit date and renewal date. If it is old, we're going to come in and we're going to update those. We're going to say today. And then on that. And then what I'm going to do here is, so what are we at? 482. I'm going to open it up by clicking on that and say view the document. And then what I'm looking for is I'm looking for that table, and a lot of times I won't have the table, but in this particular case, in the text, it says we're renewing this particular pipeline. Then I see the pipeline's 325. That looks good. We've got renewal. Everything looks good. I'm going to hit save. And in this case, I don't have to update these every time. If there's a bunch in there, that's great. I'm going to hit save. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come over to my pipeline action and I'm going to say new. And then again, I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to say T00482. And then, that jumped. And then permit date today. And then permit number 482, and then permit type renewal, and then the distance on it is 3. Always grab the first one, total permitted distance 325, and then there is no PA or NP, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to hit save. Then I'll come back and I'll click on this. I think if I did this one earlier here, let's just take a look at, I think it was this one, 9850. So let me just go 9850, hit enter. And then there it is. Then I'm going to come take a look at it, 9850. And then I'll say, let's view this document. Here it says pipeline addition. So what I want to do is I want to come in here and I want to update the dates. And then here, if it even has, like it has NC, anytime it has a PA, then we're going to automatically default the type to pipeline addition. And then we take a look at the total miles. We're going to update the total miles to 21. And then we're going to take a look at it. And then we'll put in the permit dates, today's permit dates. And that looks good. And then it is adding a few extra ones there. In that case, what we'll end up doing is we can come over here and we can select download, and it's going to download this particular image that we're looking at here as a PDF. And sometimes it takes a little bit because the file is rather large. So we'll just give it a second. Click it. I think that's it. So let's take a look. And then I'm just going to make the text a little bit bigger. So there it is. So what I end up doing when I download it, I can just highlight it, and then I can come over here and copy it in there. So I don't, whoops, not wrong one, into the county, so I don't have to retype it. And then, but you could retype it if you want, it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to save it. Then I'm going to come over here, new pipeline action. And then we'll come in here and I'll take a look at this. Is 9850. So T098 985 whoops, T09850 and then permit type, permit date is today. Permit number 9850. Permit type, pipeline addition. And then it is, distance is 21, and addition is 4, or 4.66, so we'll say 5. So, and then we just go ahead and highlight that. So now that one's done. I can close the file that I downloaded, and then I come down here and I go back, and then you just go to each page by clicking on these and just work through every one of those. If you end up having some questions, just let me know and I will review it with you because this is the first time you've done it. You're going to have some questions for sure, but give it a shot and then let's answer the questions, and then we'll end up doing this on a weekly basis. Thanks. I'll talk to you later.